Hi there, Alexander. Great job writing these essays. Let's get straight into your corrections and see what you did. Traditional schooling is out of date, boring, and stifles a child's natural talents. Various professionals have pushed for an education revolution. Are there alternatives in the education system? Is traditional education doing more harm than good? And this is what you wrote. The Global Teaching Day sparks every year the debate whether traditional teaching methods are still state of the art or other alternatives would be a better option to educate students. I don't know what you mean here by this, the Global Teaching Day. And I disagree with the placement of every year here. So it should be sparks the debate every year, because we never separate our verb from our object, which is debate. So this should go at the end of the clause. So saying it again, the Global Teaching Day sparks the debate every year whether traditional teaching methods are still state of the art. Now, this, just in terms of coherence, doesn't really work, because something that is traditional can't be state of the art. State of the art, by definition, means that it's something new, something fresh, so it couldn't possibly be traditional. Okay, so if they are still, I think a better word here might be if they are still relevant. That is more fitting in this context. Okay, so, or if, you think you need an if here, or if other alternatives would be a better option to educate students. While some experts defend conventional schooling, other professors raise their voices and gain for a change. I don't think this is the right word either. They raise their voices and demand a change, or something like this. In this essay, we'll show an alternative option and illustrate issues of the current system using examples from Harvard University and my own experiences to demonstrate points and support arguments without the here. To begin with, there are numerous different ways of schooling around the globe. Take as an example Waldorf schooling, where you need an H here, where students from different ages are taught in one classroom. Hereby, the students are encouraged to help each other and, moreover, are allowed to focus on subjects which correspond to their nature. Furthermore, there are almost no exams, not they, and rather qualitative assessments of student work. Okay, this is a little difficult to read. Furthermore, there are almost no exams, and rather qualitative assessment of student work are encouraged. Okay, you do need something else here. A recent study by the British Council indicates that students without exams gain a higher IQ compared to students in traditional schooling. Okay, make sure you have a correct parallel structure. So students compared to students. This gives evidence that traditional schooling needs to be reconsidered. Secondly, the bad image of traditional schools is often caused, because it's one image, that's your subject, is often caused by inflexible schedules and lacking practical use of sciences, arts, and languages. Okay, and the lack of here. Surveys conducted by sociologists from Harvard University, who didn't need to capitalize sociologists, in 13 participant schools have shown that students are more motivated if they can choose among a variety of subjects. A bunch is a little informal. And clearly understand why it can be useful. If they can choose and clearly understand why it can be useful to gain knowledge. Okay? This reflects my personal schooling experience and shows that traditional schooling is not the most beneficial option for students and could have detrimental repercussions. Lovely. Nice vocabulary. And nice examples. In conclusion, although traditional schooling has lasted, ED, we want present perfect, I truly believe that there are better ways of modern education nowadays, and that the modernization of schooling would be very beneficial to future generations. Okay, nice job. It's, apart from those little errors that I pointed out, it's well done. So let's look at your second one. Okay, and here it is. You have eaten at a restaurant. It was such a terrible experience. You decided to inform the manager by letter of what happened and that you want your money back. Okay. Dear restaurant manager, I have to regret to inform that me and my family were highly disappointed from our last dinner experience last Friday. Since we're frequent customers in the beef club and moreover had barely anything to complain in the past, I did not mention anything directly. Okay, the content is accurate. I agree with the message you are sending, but there are some problems with grammar and syntax that need to be addressed, Alexander, so let's get to that. I regret to inform you that my family and I were highly disappointed with our dinner experience at your restaurant last Friday. Okay, so you need to make all those changes to this because grammatically they just don't work. Since we are frequent customers, at the beef club or of the beef club, I would say, and rarely had anything to complain about in the past, I did not mention anything directly, and that's fine. I'm not sure if I care for this, dear restaurant manager. I think maybe a little more appropriate would be dear sir or madam. Of course, they usually tell you who to address it to in the letter. I think dear sir or madam would be better, but okay. Let's see. Then, however, I think it is quite unfair to pay for 2 burnt and dry T-bone steaks and a tiny portion of unfresh lettuce. Okay. First of all, it should be quite unfair. And then to pay for 2 burnt and dry T-bone steaks and a tiny of unfresh lettuce. Okay, fine. I had a question about the use of the word however, but I understand how you mean it, so it's fine. Maybe it could have used a little introduction here, something like our dinner itself, our food itself was terrible. And then I think it is unfair to pay for 2 burnt and dry T-bone steaks. But this is fine as well. It's appropriate and it's fine. So those steaks were far away from my expectations of the term medium. Furthermore, my children complained, this should be an ED, about their French fries as well, not either. As I mentioned, ED, before, we were satisfied customers of your restaurant many times, and I'm certain the chef only had a tough day, and this bad experience will be an exception, hopefully. Okay. I therefore suggest that I be given a full refund of our meals. This is nice. You've used some subjunctive here, and that's very well done. And we look forward to future enjoyable and delicious visits at your restaurant. I wouldn't have put future here. I would have said enjoyable and delicious visits to your restaurant in the future. The syntax this way sounds much more natural. Attached, you will plural, future, will find the bill, and my bank account for further proceeds. Okay, nice. Now, you wrote restaurant manager. Like I said, I would have suggested dear sir or madam, and then you could have written here yours faithfully. But it's very nice in general. Some little grammar issues, some syntax issues that I mentioned before. So in general, though, nice job. Don't forget to correct these essays. Write new ones. Add the mistakes to your error correction list. And so, Alexander, that means that I will be waiting for your next essays. Okay? Good job with these.